I'm Adam Tracy, and I've been fielding a lot of questions related to no action letters. And no action letters are effectively inquiries that you make to a regulator. And the question you're presenting is whether or not that regulator would recommend enforcement action, right? Regulatory lawsuits and the like. And across the United States, there's been a series of, quite a few actually, of no action letter requests sent to state departments of financial regulation and banking regarding the applicability of money transmitter licenses to crypto activities. And it's an odd thing because I sense that many people are misconstruing what a lot of these no action letters really mean or what they in fact say. And anybody can actually get one, right? Like you can always send them, you may not always get an answer, but anybody, I would encourage you to send it. It often takes months and months and months to get a response, but typically you will get a response if it hasn't already been answered before. So, the question is, the backbone and basis of all of this as it relates to money transmitter law and crypto is whether crypto is considered money. And overwhelmingly, crypto is not considered money. So you'll find, like for instance, I use the state of Illinois, for example, or California, digital currency is not considered money. So the applicability of the money transmitter license to the transmission of digital concern is not applicable to the transmission of digital currencies, right? But that's limited. This is where I think people are getting tripped up. That's limited. That doesn't mean you don't need a money transmitter license to operate a crypto exchange. That just means if you followed a model where no USD, no actual currency was involved, okay, you would not require a state level money transmitter license. It's when you integrate, right, currency, right, dollars into the equation, into the platform, into the system, into the economy that you're creating, then you trigger the money transmitter obligations. So if you recall, like Kraken in its infancy didn't accept USD, right? You could bring in Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin was sort of the standard currency, and you'd go from there. They've since obtained not only money transmitter license, but banking licenses, and you can deposit USD, right? But Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, all of them have money transmitter licenses in 51 jurisdictions, right? Because they legally have to, because they accept currency. So these no action letters, right, most of which I've noticed are actually related to Bitcoin ATMs, which is another video for another time, state that you don't require a money transmitter license solely for the transmission of digital currency. Because if you did, right, you'd effectively be banning the use of cryptocurrency in any other form, right? I mean, think about it. If you needed a money transmitter license to transmit digital currency, number one, OTC trading is off the books because you would be obviously engaged in it. But if you wanted to go buy a pack of gum with some Bitcoin, which would take you 45 minutes, but that's another argument for another time, you would technically, right, be engaged in money transmission because you'd be transmitting the Bitcoin, right, the digital currency. So the no action letters are very instructive. Like I encourage people to read them, especially like in kind of nuanced areas like Bitcoin ATMs, right? Because like in a Bitcoin ATM, it all comes down to how you're supplying the ATM, right? Especially like in Illinois and California. And then we'll talk about that later. But as it relates to how we arrive at, whether or not you need a money transmitter license if you want to operate things like an exchange versus like an OTC desk, the question always becomes, digital currency is typically not money in the overwhelming majority of states. But when you incorporate dollars, right, into that equation, into that platform, and the transference of USD to BTC or what have you, then the money transmitter license becomes a requirement. Not because you're using the digital currency, but because you're using the dollar. So I hope that clarifies. I know it's a morass. Each state's different. It's mind-numbing. But if you have questions, definitely hit me up on any particular state. Adam at Tracy, TRACY.io, and I will talk to you later. Thanks.